Welcome to Age Friendly Cleveland. My name is Mary McNamara, and I'm the Director of Aging for the City of Cleveland. Across our country, we have what we call an aging network of services, because no one division of government, hospital system, agency, or faith-based organization provides all of the services an older adult might want or need to age successfully. As examples, some older adults may need transportation, or modifications to their home, or home health care, or resources to stay engaged after retirement. It is our hope with this Age Friendly Cleveland series that you might learn more about the resources right here in Cleveland. This next segment is about one of our trusted agencies or departments we work closely with every day to make Cleveland an age-friendly city.
Friendly Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. On today's show, we're going to be talking about a long-standing program at the Department of Aging called Cleveland Care Calls. My guest is Adam Sisler, Administrative Manager with Department of Aging. Adam, thanks for joining me.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Before we start, I want to learn a little bit about you. How long you've been with the city, and what's your role with aging?
Sure. I've been with the City of Cleveland Department of Aging now for just about 9 years. Just about 9 years now, so I've enjoyed some good tenure here. I've had some movement through the department, but in my current role as administrative manager, I primarily do a lot of work with our financial systems, our grants, contracts, working with the public in that manner. But one of the components I have is I'm also the manager of our Cleveland Care Calls program, one of our real safety-minded programs here at the city.
Well, what is Care Calls? How does it work? How long has it been around?
Sure, absolutely. Care Calls has been around for close to 20 years now. It's one of our longer standing programs, and the way it works is it is a automated phone call system that provides a Monday through Friday daily checkup phone call for a senior or a adult with disability who lives in Cleveland. The person has the ability to choose the time that they'd like to receive their call. We sort of advertise between 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And they can get an automated phone call, and the way it works is their number will be dialed. Say someone likes to have their phone call at 8 a.m. They'll get a phone call at 8 a.m. It'll dial them. In best case, they'll pick up their phone. There'll be an automated message just saying, "Good morning, this is your Cleveland Care Call. Please press 1 if you're okay." The senior or adult with disabilities will press 1. That sends a message back to our computer system where our staff can then see that in this case, Mrs. Jones received her call at 8 a.m., pressed 1, and she is okay. And that way we know that she's doing just fine right now.
Okay, so what if the call comes in and repeatedly is not answered?
Sure.
How many times does it call you, though?
Yeah, so it'll call you 5 times total. So it'll wait 5 minutes. So if you miss the 8 o'clock call, it'll call 8:05, 8:10, 8:15, 8:20, 8:25. It'll call you that series of times. Again, best case scenario is you pick up, but let's assume you don't though. In that case, what happens is after your calls have ran, so it's about 8:25, 8:26 now, it'll send a message back to our staff in the office saying Ms. Jones did not answer her call. That is the trigger now where our staff get into action. We do have a person behind the program, a real live person behind the call, who will then see that and then will begin calling Mrs. Jones herself. You know, maybe Mrs. Jones was in the restroom or she was out of the home at the time. So that gives the senior another chance to answer. If they continue to not answer, that's when we call their contact person. One of the stipulations for being on the program is that you need to have a contact person. This gives us the ability to call hopefully a family member, a trusted neighbor or friend who might know a little bit more about you and where you are or what you're doing that day. And that gives us a chance to maybe say, oh, you know, she's just grocery shopping right now. Or I saw her this morning, she was going to the doctor's office. And then that's our trigger to know, oh, okay, she is okay today. She's out taking care of her business. That's great. That's a great outcome for us still.
Going further, what if all avenues are exhausted? You can't get a hold of anyone, not even the emergency contact. What happens then?
We will continue to make calls for a little period of time. Assuming no answers, though, we will send out staff to the home.
Okay.
We do have staff on hand who will actually go out to the individual's home, to Mrs. Jones's home in this case, and knock on her door, knock on the windows. Do we hear anything? We look for signs. Is there mail piled up? Is there TV playing? Is there any indication that maybe the home has been empty for a while? Or is there any indication that maybe someone's in there but just not responsive? We will look for all those signs. And then let's assume that we still can't get a hold of her when we're out there. We'll call the police. Police, oftentimes we find people will answer the door for police when they won't answer it for somebody else. That's just the truth of it, though. And let's assume that the police still can't get in. EMS, fire can come out as well. Okay. And we actually have broken down doors, broken in windows to get to somebody, and found someone, lying there indisposed one way or another. And that's the real value in the program right there, where we can jump into action and reach someone who is not well or not responsive.
Are there any then safeguards in place? So let's say the person went on vacation. How can they affect that? Do they call? How does that work?
Yeah, the communication is really a two-way street. Okay. So there's responsibilities here for the Department of Aging, but we also say to our seniors, there's a little bit of responsibility for you as well. Yeah. If you're going to be out that day and you know it, call in and let us know. Just say, I'm going grocery shopping. I have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. I'm not going to be there to receive my call. And that triggers us then to just, take you off the call for that day. Or if we receive, depending on when we receive that message, we then know that, if you pop up no answers on our report, but we already got a note from you that you were going to be gone. So we know that is a false positive on that result.
Okay. How do people apply for this program?
Yeah, they can apply through an application process. It is free. The program is free, no charge. Call into the Department of Aging. We can fill out the application over the phone, or we can mail you a paper application. It's also available on our website.
Okay. And you mentioned earlier that, you have to have that emergency contact. I can understand now why, because it's so important you have just someone as a third party, so to say.
Absolutely, absolutely. We really value those emergency contact persons. They are invaluable in the service that we provide. Just someone who is a key holder is ideal. Just a neighbor that can say, oh yeah, I saw Miss Jones, she's doing well, or no, I haven't seen her all weekend. I wonder how she's doing. All of that feeds into how we approach a situation. It's really helpful. And some seniors that we talk to, they have a hard time coming up with their own emergency contact. The impression I get is that they don't want to burden someone, or they don't want to feel like they're putting a responsibility on someone. And I talk to them and I say, if one of your friends came to you and asked if you would be their emergency contact, would you say yes? And they often say yes, they would. They want to do that for their friends. And then I remind them, well, your friends might want to do that for you as well. And that's a real way to sort of think through, who are some people in your life that would be helpful in this situation. And then we can get to someone. Because as we've talked about, that emergency contact is just very important.
You also mentioned, when you get to that end of that no-call line, that public safety could be called. But how else does public safety work with the Care Calls program? Oh, yeah. So going back to its inception, actually our Care Calls person is actually housed in a police district office. It was a former police officer who was our original Care Calls employee there, going out and making these calls, working with public safety. So that partnership runs deep for the history of the program. And so we will work with police, fire, EMS, all divisions of safety to go out there and touch the community. They are on board with the program 100%. And it's really the strength of the program is that partnership, because us going out there and knocking on someone's door, not getting an answer, it's a very incomplete feeling, I think. It's not until safety gets out there and can maybe get into the home is when the real value of the program kicks in. Well, I'm sure with Cleveland Care Calls being around for 20 years, there's some great stories, success stories of actually working and actually helping people out.
Absolutely. You know, one of them I was involved with a few years ago. It was in January, and you know, Cleveland in January is very cold. So it is about freezing. I'm going out to a senior's home, and I've called the contact person, who is a key holder in this case, which is terrific. We get there about the same time, and we go and look at the home. We knock on the front door. There's no answer. We walk around the side of the home, and we do see the senior in there. She is standing at the refrigerator. And at that point, the contact says, yeah, there she is. She's fine. And then he's like, well, we can go. And I say, well, we came this far. Let's talk to her.
Yeah.
And so we go in through the back door. We say hello to her. But the situation isn't quite what it seems, though. She is staying at her fridge, and getting to talk to her, we learn that she's been staying at that fridge for hours. She had fallen the night before and hurt her hip. And she chose not to go to the emergency room or seek other help. And so this was a Friday afternoon now. We're getting there. She'd been staying there for hours. Her hip was locked up. She couldn't move. Without us coming there, I'm confident that at a certain point she would have gotten tired and fell. She couldn't move on her own, and possibly broken or injured her hip further. And this was a Friday. So we weren't going to be touching base with her again until Monday. So it leaves the whole weekend where she could have potentially been laying on that floor, broken hip, injured. I feel pretty confident in saying that we saved a life that afternoon.
Probably did.
And we did that with the help of the key holder. But our friends at Public Safety, EMS was called out to the scene. They did an evaluation of her. They talked to her, took vitals and information. And with their help, we're able to escort her to the hospital, where she got the help that she needed, and ended up going into a rehab facility to rehab that hip, so that when she came back into the home, she could be more successful, more safe, and just better prepared for life.
And I'm sure she was very thankful, too, that you guys knocked on that door.
Absolutely, absolutely. Without that help, who knows?
I know in a lot of homes, especially with seniors, they have those emergency call buttons. How are those? Talk about the difference between those two, the call cares and the button.
Sure. So one is not a replacement for the other, but I like to say they work best when they work together. So Cleveland Care Calls is a moment in time. It is a nice, friendly reminder, a checkup phone call that people enjoy. They like to hear the voice. They like to know that there's someone behind the scenes checking on them. They like to know if they don't answer that someone's going to come to them. And there are some people who, I'll say, they sometimes choose not to answer because they know that someone's going to call them. There's a live person there behind the desk that will call them and talk to them and chat, and that's okay too. That's okay too. We're not upset by that. We're happy to have that interaction and give them what they need. But that button though provides a 24/7 assistance. So if we're calling you at 8 a.m. Monday through Friday, well, the weekends is a vulnerable time for that person. So the button comes in to a lot of help then. Or let's say you fall at 8:01 after answering your 8 o'clock call, it's going to be 24 hours till we come back to you. And so that's a long time.
Yeah.
So that's absolutely a long time. So that is where that button really shines. And so anyone who's looking to get one of those buttons, please call the Department of Aging. We have resources available. We have staff who are knowledgeable. We can talk to you about those options and get you into something that works for you.
Is there anything else you think the viewers should know about the Cleveland Call Cares program?
I would just say that it is a free program. One of the things we like to do is offer people a no-risk trial. Come on board. If you're not sure if it's for you, just come on board. We give it a 2 days, 3 days, whatever you want to do. Just trial run. And then no hard feelings if you want to come off afterwards. We've done this for many people, and more often than not, they enjoy the program and want to stick around. But, we understand too, it may not be for you, but please just give us a try, and we're happy to, continue with you on the program, or, wait till later maybe.
You said it earlier, but I think it deserves saying again. How can people apply and sign up for Cleveland Call Cares?
Absolutely. Please give us a call at the Department of Aging, or call the Care Calls line. That's 216-664-6316. You can leave a message or talk to the person there, and we'll get back in touch with you and fill out that application, or you can find it on our website.
Adam Sisler, Cleveland Department of Aging, thank you so much for joining me. A lot of great information and something that could really help someone out there who could sure use it.
Absolutely.
I appreciate that. Thank you for watching Age Friendly Cleveland. I'm Dan Monroe. We'll see you next time.